Hello, everyone. Hello, friends of the sun. Welcome to a new episode. This is a special episode. It's namely with my au pair, Vicky. She is now part of our little small family here in Mallorca, and she tells us how she colored up her life. And also, she tells us about her journey from the small valley San Juan to the big, in her opinion, unsafe, maybe dangerous city, Santo Domingo, and then to Mallorca, out of there to here. She also tells us how it is to grow up without parents and even being without a father, how that impacted her relationship with men at the moment. Also, she talks about her burnout depression and how she gets out of this. Then, of course, she tells us how she experiences being an au pair at the moment and what she loves about her life right now. It's a very personal interview, and I hope you find it inspiring, interesting, and you enjoy it. Hello, and welcome to Color Up Your Life, the podcast for you if you want to create a lighter, brighter, and just more colorful life. I am Brechtje, life coach, visual facilitator, moderator, new mom, and now also your host. Do you want more joy, excitement, and color in your life? In this podcast, we want to get back to the lightness. We want to discover, learn, and explore how others bring joy to their life. So, how they color up their life. Let's inspire each other to create the colorful life of our dreams. I am so happy that you're here and join me on this inspiring journey. Lots of love and color from sunny Mallorca. Hola Vicky, bienvenida al podcast Color Up Your Life.
Hola, muchas gracias por invitarme. Me siento muy honored.
Oh, that's so nice. I think we would want to switch to English.
Yeah.
Although it's kind of difficult for us a little bit. It's kind of a challenge because normally we speak Spanish together.
Yeah.
But so we can also, we both can speak English. So we
will get along with it. I hope so.
Poco a poco vamos a inglés, ¿no?
Exactly.
Muy bien. Entonces, so nice that you are here and that you are also, like Vicky is our au pair. In Mallorca since like 1 month.
A month and 2 weeks, I think.
A month and 2 weeks, you know exactly. And we thought it would be really perfect also for Color Up Your Life because you made so many changes and you really changed your life from coming from República Dominicana here to Mallorca. And being also in a really kind of a different situation, another situation, also kind of difficult situation sometimes. And then you thought, okay, I take this and I want to change my life. And now you got here.
Exactly.
So nice. And we are really honored as well and grateful that you're here with us.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm also honored.
That's so nice. And we wanted to know a little bit more about what you're doing, how your journey has been, and how you colored up your life. So maybe like, could you tell us just really in short what you're doing now at the moment here?
Okay, so now I'm being Hasler Henrik's family au pair. And I'm enjoying this time here in Mallorca to also meet new people. And I'm also trying to learn a little bit of Catalan, which is not Catalan here, it's Mallorquin. And I'm also trying to learn a little bit of German and going out with friends, having fun. Being a bit as a teenager, which I'm not because I'm 20, but I'm trying to.
Trying to enjoy life and make the best out of it.
And also enjoying time with Leo and with you and Claudio. Which,
okay. Yeah. Well, maybe I can also mention that now. Just kidding. Great. So, can you tell us a little bit, how was your life before this? Like, how was your life in República Dominicana before you came to Mallorca? What was your life about?
Okay, so at 16, I got into university. So
really young, right?
Yeah. So it was mostly like in university for a semester. And then when I got 17, I started working so I can earn my own money. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I was like university and working. Like I got home at night, and it was like really stressful and really hard.
Yeah.
And then on December
It was really hard, like the working and the studying and everything together. You were also very pushy to yourself.
Exactly. I was like perfectionist all the time, but sometimes it was like, oh my, okay, I don't know if I want to do this now.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I don't want to do homework. But then I was like really perfectionist, and then it was like kind of a dissociation I had, and it was a little bit horrible. But then from December on, I finished university.
A dissociation what you had?
Yeah, because I was like procrastinating most of the time, but I was also perfectionist.
Yeah.
Then I wanted all
like
my homework
things. So like, we saw this a couple of times here as well. Like you have your deadline, and then but you want to have that. Like you, it's still perfectionistic. Yeah.
Exactly. And then I was like, oh, this is like hard. Yeah. A little bit, and then I have to just do it for myself. Yeah. Like just keep going. And then from December on, I finished university on December.
Yeah.
And I started working more. So it was like I was spending 12 hours of my day working. And then when I got home, I was just like really tired. I couldn't talk with my friends, nor my family, nor anyone.
You were like just full with everything. You're just working so much that you had this anxiety and you were overloaded and full, and you just couldn't do anything anymore.
Yeah. And then it was like I was so tired, and then I had anxiety because what if I'm doing something wrong? What if I'm doing something that it's not right? And I was like,
you were like overthinking and want to do everything perfect and being perfectionistic.
Exactly.
And doing like everything.
I was pushing myself.
Pushing yourself so hard to the limits, so that you were like, okay,
this is horrible. And then I got into a burnout just because of that. And then obviously a burnout follows depression.
Like burnout, sometimes we say it's like a modern word for depression.
Yeah. And then it was like, oh my God, this is horrible. I hate my life. I don't want to do this. I don't know if I want to keep.
How do you feel at such a point? Like you say, it's horrible. I hate my life. What is horrible? How do you feel at such a like burnout depression mode?
I was questioning myself about, is this what I really want in my life? This is what is horrible. Like working 12 hours a day. Is this healthy? Is this something that I want for me and for my future? Like, do I want to be this strict with myself all the time? And then I was like, I don't want this. This is hard. Well, I didn't find out that at very but like after that I was like, this is not what I want at all in my life.
At all.
No. I mean, working it's good, but like working 12 hours a day, that's kind of
so it was too much. It was too much for you, and you also realized, okay, my body, my mind is just getting like overloaded.
Yeah.
Was this, maybe we get a little bit back before this, like you said, okay, from university on, you have been working a lot and you've been really pushy to yourself. That was when you lived, when I understood you correctly, you told me before, in Santo Domingo. How was your life before this? Were you also that pushy and that strict to yourself, or did this happen when you got to university?
Okay, so in school I was like less pushy to myself, but still I wanted to get the best grades always.
Of everyone. You were like a little bit competitive.
No, competitive, no, but I always wanted good grades. Like I didn't care if all the other ones are getting higher grades than me. I was like, I don't care about that, but I want good grades. But since in school, like your teachers know you from a very long time, when you're going through a hard situation, they may understand. Like if you don't do a homework, they may understand it, but that's different in university. And that's why in school, it was like a little bit easier. And then I was living with my family, because in Santo Domingo, I was living alone. And then I was living with my family, which means that every time I got home, I was having food. I was having dinner. I was having everything ready for me. My clothes were being made.
So you had someone taking care of you.
Exactly.
And that was like when you were in like studying, you were suddenly by yourself and you had to take care of yourself. And that was then hard also, like after working so much and studying so much, also taking care of yourself.
Exactly. Like it was a real problem, because I even got to the point where my first meal was at 4 p.m. Like my first food in the whole day was at 4 p.m. And then in that moment, I had a gap of like an hour to eat something. Sometimes I didn't even eat something in that time. And then at 4 p.m. I ate something and I was like back to work.
Okay.
Like I didn't even enjoy
so you
my
were like
food.
constantly going.
Mm-hmm.
And your family, meaning like you live with your grandmother?
Yeah. I was raised by my grandmother.
You were raised by your grandmother. So that was like, she was like for you the example, or who was like for you saying, okay, your grandmother showing, okay, this is how you should be? Or how did you come with these ideas, being such a good student and so perfect?
Yeah. Well, since I was like a small kid, I was like, I had this mindset.
Okay.
And then I had it all the time. But like in my family, since I was that smart, smart, it's a concept, a very like relative concept. It's not a definition itself. People expected me to be better and better and better.
Okay.
Not only my grandma, not only my mom, but like people around me were like, you're so smart, you have to explode this. And then I was like all the time, okay, then I need to do this, then I need to do more.
Okay, so you had so very many expectations from your family and from your surroundings. Everyone expected, oh, Vicky is a smart girl, so she needs to do everything to the limit, and she needs to do everything really perfect.
Exactly.
Okay, so you had these expectations from surroundings, which also like kind of pushed you.
Exactly. They didn't even like, they didn't do it in that way, like to push me like that. But like sometimes
without saying, maybe.
Yeah, without meaning it. Like I mean, people don't want you to get overloaded.
Yeah.
People are just like, oh, you're really good at this, maybe you can do it. And then that's like, oh yeah, maybe I can do it. And then I was just like pushing myself all the time.
So it's not that like weird that maybe like on your university you were also like this.
Yeah.
Because you have been like this then all your life, but then at that point you had like a system and a grandmother.
Exactly. That's the difference. Like you can be very productive, but like in Santo Domingo, I was being productive and then I was all the time, oh, I have to go home, I have to eat, I have to prepare my food, I have to worry about what I'm going to do next day, I have to do this
you have to take care of yourself as well, and not only about all the activities.
Exactly.
Okay, so that was interesting then. So you're like your whole life you have been really pushy and perfect in school,
trying to
be perfect in school and doing so many activities, which is also definitely great. So you think you have been like a little bit like this all your life, but also a little bit of your outside and the people outside saying this to you. So what would you say were like important decision moments in your life? So you got out of San Juan and you went to Santo Domingo, and then you came to Mallorca. Were these like crucial points for you in your life? Going out of San Juan, out of your hometown?
Exactly. Like people mostly go from San Juan to Santo Domingo because they want to have a better life, right? And it's because not many of the careers that are in San Juan are in not many of the careers that are in Santo Domingo are in San Juan.
Yeah.
They're like really different, or you go like a different speed. They go really slow, so people move to Santo Domingo.
Yeah.
But what's the difference? People move to Santo Domingo at 18, where you have a different mindset. And it was hard for me because it was a crucial point, because my mom told me, you don't really need to move, you can just wait and then you stay here for 2 years and then you move at 18. And I was like, no, I want to do this.
Yeah.
I just want to go there and I would just want to do everything I want, and then I want to finish university. And she was like, I respect your decision, but you can always stay. You don't have to leave now. And then I think making that decision was a crucial point in my life. When I applied to this university, it was a crucial point in my life.
Yeah.
And then in Santo Domingo, I think moving to Mallorca, that was like
a lot of crucial moment that you said. We come back to that later. Is there anything like when you look at your life in San Juan, like, because you just told like, I was raised by my grandmother. How was that for you? Like not being raised by parents, did that also influence you and how you are now? That your parents, like your father wasn't there and your mother wasn't there either, so that your parents weren't around, did that influence you on your being and on your performance and how you felt?
I think like not growing with your parents next to you influences like every person's life. That's like a thing that will happen just because it will happen. But yeah, like not having my father influenced me the most.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have like a male figure.
Yeah.
And I had my stepfather, yes, but it was not like, you know, father, it's like your father.
Yeah.
Who you're feeling this bond with. And I was like not being given advice by, I didn't have anyone to tell me, oh, you can do this. But with my mom, it was kind of different.
So maybe on this male figure, so you see also this male figure as someone giving advice, helping with taking decisions. Do I see that correctly?
Exactly.
This, like this male like capabilities, we could say, like this male and being this giving direction.
Yeah, or being loved by like the man who actually brought you here.
Being loved by, by your father.
I think that's important, you know. And it feels like if you feel like you're not being loved or listened by the man who should love you the most in the world, then you have like a really weird relationship with men, and then that's like something else. We can definitely also talk about that. But that you say, okay, this is a man, and the man who actually should love me most, my real biological father, and wasn't there. Exactly. And that influences your decision about like having a boyfriend or something like that. Because like, okay, what do I look up when I'm looking for a boyfriend? What are the characteristics if I don't know how
a man is? So you never had this male figure or this example. How actually does a father supposed to be? How does a man supposed to be? So no idea of how you want your boyfriend or your man to be.
Exactly. I think that's kind of like unconscious thing. But then I realized when I was like studying psychology, all the things that like were being unconscious for me, and then they're like now arose somehow.
So now you realize, okay, maybe this wasn't after all, when you look back to your life in San Juan, it wasn't that good actually, that you weren't raised by your father, for example.
It wasn't that good. Like, so okay, it depends. Well, if like my parents finished their marriage for a reason, then I'm happy, because maybe like that's how things needed to turn out. But like, because it's worst if I'm raised then by a man that it's not exactly the best figure.
Yeah, definitely. So
I think it's
been more worse. Yeah,
it's
so
just
happy your grandmother was there for you, and she could also like take a little bit this at least female position.
And also like my mom, even though she was not physically with me, she called every day.
Yeah,
like I had this routine with my mom where she called me, and I had to tell her every day what I did at school, sing the songs that I learned at school, and then tell her, like, it was like every day my mom was like calling me right after I came from school to talk with us.
That is so sweet.
Yeah, that's sweet.
But I'm getting chicken skin. That is so sweet. So like she went to Spain, right, to work and earn also money for the family.
Yeah.
So there was also a reason why she left, which maybe made it easier for you also to accept this.
Yeah, because it was not like just my mom left. When she left, I was being explained like
why
she's leaving, because she wants you to have a better future.
Yeah.
And then my mom was like paying my school, my sister's school, or life, just because she was working here. And then it was like, wow, I'm really grateful that she's doing this for us.
Doing this so that she could give you a life. And that was not like your father, he did not leave with explaining.
Yeah, I didn't see my father so much. Like I when I was a little, I used to see him like once 3 months or once 2 months. Kind of.
So you did not really understand why he wasn't there for you, or why he wasn't so.
No, like my grandma and my mother tried to explain it a little bit with good words, like, oh, they're not together anymore. But yeah, they couldn't tell me like until I grew up what was the real reason, and then.
Yeah,
that's when you understand. Okay, nice.
Yeah,
nice. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that is like still a little bit intangible, maybe, and it's like, okay, why isn't he here? Wasn't really that clear for you.
Exactly.
And there was like something missing, at least like a male figure kind of missing there when you grow up, and you say like this. That there wasn't a father around, or at least this male figure around, was like something that after all you realized, okay, this influences also my relationship with man now at this moment that you just said before. How does it influence you?
Okay, because for example, even though I didn't have my father as a figure, I know which was his behavior. And then it's like, you have this paternal figure, and even if you don't want it, you look for your paternal figure in your boyfriends or your relationships.
Yeah.
And then I was looking for that in my boyfriends, and then I must admit, my first relationship wasn't the best, just because it was like very similar to my mom and dad's relationship.
Oh, okay. So
And then
it was like repetitive. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
And then until I found out what is making, like, why am I choosing these patterns in everyone? Why is this like being so repetitive? Why the boys that I meet do the same all the time? It was because of my choice.
Yeah.
It was because I was choosing boys that were similar to his behavior. And then
what behavior is that? His, like, this kind of behavior?
It's like a little bit aggressive sometimes. And then it's like, yeah.
Okay, so you saw that a couple of times, your father being aggressive?
A little bit. Sometimes he doesn't know how to communicate good. And then it's like hard.
Okay, and so then these kind of aggressive boyfriends came to you. So, or you picked them, at least you came together, or like it came to you in your life, meaning like, okay, crossed your path. So how was that for you? That maybe even made this experience with men worse?
Oh yeah. Well, I found out very early, thank God. I found out about it very early, because I noticed, oh yeah, I'm choosing this because of this reason. And then I got the opportunity to cut the pattern.
Yeah.
And then it was like a relief.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, now I know I'm not choosing men because of this.
Because of your father figure. And
okay, it's hard still. Like, I still look for
this kind of aggressive, maybe hard to get.
Gangster,
macho.
You know better. And then it's like, and then I'm like, okay, no, this is not for me. And then I realized, okay, I don't want this, because if you get married with this person, let's say, then you won't want this for your life. And I know it. I wouldn't like that.
Okay, so then there comes like a shield with, stop, Vicky, this man is like maybe getting you into this pattern. So you okay, so now you know, okay, this relationship with men has to do with my father, and now you are then you got to Santo Domingo. We were actually at your crucial decision moment. You said, okay, going from San Juan to Santo Domingo, and then also going from Santo Domingo to Mallorca were like really important decision points in your life where you made a big change. And you said going from San Juan to Santo Domingo is like, everyone does it because this is like, could be a better life for everyone. It's like a promising city within República Dominicana. And then going to Mallorca, even that is like not probably something everyone does.
No.
República Dominicana.
Well, some people move to Spain, but not exactly to Mallorca, to Madrid, and then like most Dominicans are in Alcalá de Henares, and then it's like a Dominican community, and then there's a lot of people there. But moving here was hard.
Okay, so it is quite common for people from there to come to Spain.
It depends if you have Spanish nationality.
If you have Spanish nationality, you do this.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe take us a little bit back to this decision moment when you were there. You were with a burnout, you just told us. You were full, your head was full, you had a depression, you couldn't even take care of yourself that good anymore. And that was only just a couple of months ago. That was in January, the beginning of this year, January, February. And we are now here May. So it wasn't even that long ago.
No. And I'm so glad I made the decision.
So that is like such a big change from being there, also with depression and full and overloaded. And how were you able even to take a decision when you were actually not feeling so good?
Okay, so, well, of course, I had to go to therapy to make this decision.
Yeah.
Thanks to my therapist, I love her.
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, we were talking, and now I was like having appointments every 15 days. And then there was time in January where my therapist talked to me and she said, see you next week. I was like, okay. If she said, see you next week, and it means my appointments are going to be weekly, it means I'm really bad.
Yeah.
This has really gotten really bad. And then I was like going to therapy, and we were talking about how hard making decisions was.
Yeah.
And then before, a long time ago, I always used to say this phrase that I found in a book,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, do it with fear.
Yeah.
If you were like, if you have fear, do it with fear.
Do it with fear and just conquer your fear. So you do it with fear, and then
exactly.
after all, you do it, and then you conquered your fear.
I was like, I'm gonna do it just because I want this. Like, I really want this. And I've always wanted to live in Europe. Yeah. And I was like, I want to do this. And then like, it's like this fear thing that you're like, always, that you're always like, okay, what if this goes wrong? What if this goes wrong? Maybe I shouldn't do this. Okay, maybe not. And then I was getting scared, and then I found this family. And then I said, you know what? This gives me so good vibes. Yeah. I want to do this.
When we had our call.
Yeah. And then like your bio was already like, okay, I love this.
Yeah. And so, but maybe before this, you had to come up with the idea of going to be an au pair.
Exactly.
Right? So how did you come up with this idea?
I was like looking for job options.
So you wanted to get out, maybe just like to make that clear, you wanted to get out of Santo Domingo because you weren't feeling good at all with your study and with everything, and with your burnout and with your work and being overloaded, but you weren't also feeling that good in Santo Domingo.
Exactly.
In the city.
Exactly. No, because it was like, for me, it was really hard. It was unsafe. Like, it's a little bit hard if you use like public transportation because you can get robbed or something bad can happen to you.
Yeah.
And then it's like some men, like if they're walking inside the bus, they can touch your body, and that sometimes is a little bit complicated. So I was like always suffering because of that.
Yeah.
I didn't feel comfortable at all.
Which also probably made your relationship with men even worse.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah.
It was like, I feel like this is sexual harassment. I don't want this anymore.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, baby is crying. We just so welcome back. It was actually a good moment to take a break, like sexual harassment.
Yeah.
And baby crying. So, but yeah, we were there actually just talking and now about that you didn't really like the situation in Santo Domingo that much. Also, you didn't really feel secure in Santo Domingo. And coming this topic man back at this point, that men were like grabbing you and touching you, for example, in the bus, and like, that it was like for you also sexual harassment.
Yeah, it felt like that. Like it usually happens to everyone if you use public transportation, or like you're really afraid to use public transportation because you know you can get robbed.
See.
Like people are going to see you, and then they're gonna be like, oh, I can, maybe take advantage of this girl, and then they're gonna do it. Like I was robbed like 4 or 3 times. Yeah.
Wow, you were robbed 3 or 4 times, and also you think that is because you're a woman that was easier?
Yeah, it is easier if you're a woman. That's how it's considered in there. It's like it's easier if you're a woman, and then you look vulnerable. That's like, oh yeah, this is the opportunity.
This is the opportunity to take advantage of being a man against woman, and then you felt like abused in that kind of sense.
Exactly. Like here it's like a little bit more secure. Like sometimes I even go out, and then if I listen to a motorcycle in here like coming from the back, I'm like a little bit scared because I feel like I'm gonna get robbed.
Yeah, so you still have this like kind of a trauma about like what men did to you in Dominican Republic.
Not only men, almost like sometimes women also can like assault
be like
people.
mean and assault people.
Yeah.
So you felt like this situation, like, okay, this man topic coming back. So from your father, but on also the man topic in when you were in Santo Domingo. And also you told me before, maybe this is like another topic with your professors, that they were also not treating you that well.
Yeah, it was just one, we had like maybe psychological abuse, if you could call it like that, with a professor. And then it was like a really hard topic also, because it felt like I really like I don't know how to choose the people I'm talking to. Maybe it was my fault that I was being psychologically abused, and then I was like all the time thinking, oh, maybe it's my fault at the end of all. But yeah, that happened.
Yeah. you told me before that he was like trying to give you like sexual signals, or he was like trying to get in contact with you, and that it was a little bit over the top, and that you felt like, okay, I don't know how to behave about this, because he's also your professor.
Exactly.
And how to react.
Like you don't know, for example, for a person like me, I don't really know how to set limits.
Yeah.
And then it's like, this man, he was literally like writing poems or doing whatever, and then sometimes he was like saying pretty things to me, and I didn't really like interpretate it that way. But then at the end it was like, oh my god, he has been there all along the way, and just because I didn't know how to put limits to him, it was like, it felt like that, like it was my fault.
You felt like it was your fault, and he was like also taking advantage of you, of being a woman.
But I also think, and now that I've grown up, I also think like it's not always about setting limits to people. Some people should have their own limits. You know, there's something called moral. And then if you have this moral right into this place, into the place that it should be, then you shouldn't need limits. Limits are just like some things that we say to make sure that people respect it. But like, if people already respect you, they already know your limits.
They already know your limits.
You don't need to. You don't need to set.
On the other hand, I mean, you know, we cannot change other people.
Exactly.
We can only change ourselves. So now you know also a little bit better maybe how to handle yourself when something is happening to you, or when men maybe come a little bit too close to you. And so in the future, maybe wiser. You can like maybe you can know how to handle it a little bit better, poco a poco.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not so easy. It's not such an easy topic. It's still like accompanying you your whole life, this topic, man.
Yeah.
Okay, but maybe this is like a whole other topic, but we're actually there.
Maybe we can make part 2.
Maybe, yeah, maybe we can do part 2 and talk about this man thing. What we were talking about is that you didn't really feel good at that point in Santo Domingo. So you felt, okay, I really need to get out of the city. I'm not feeling safe. And also at the same time, you had a burnout because of working too much. Where you were like overloaded, overthinking, wanted to be perfectionistic, and you were like, okay, I really need to go out of this place, out of this country. It is too much for me. And I want to take a break.
I could have gone to San Juan. That is a very nice city with very nice people. Like, well, in Dominican Republic, there are very nice people in general, but we cannot deny the fact that there are like there's so much corruption.
Like, there's so much corruption.
That's a fact.
You were like, okay, I want to get out of here.
And then I can go to San Juan, but in San Juan, I won't have the same job options that I have here.
Okay.
I won't earn the same Canadian money, and then I'll be at mom's house again. And you know, when you grow up and you go to university, you just don't want to go back to your mom's house. It's like, I want to be independent. I don't want to go back to.
And then at the same time, you said, okay, I don't want to like continue my studies right now directly. I want to have like a special break in between. So how did you come up with this idea?
Exactly. So you know that I was telling you before that I looked for job options, but then I was like, you know, if I look for job options, I'll be doing the same. I'll be stressing the same way, but in Europe.
Yeah.
And then I said, like, being an au pair, it's like a job, but you also have like so much free time for you and to think and to go out and be a teenager.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I said, okay, you know what? Maybe I can do this so I can like understand the culture a little bit better, like get to know the people in Europe. And it has been a nice journey because I already know Switzerland, Dutch, German.
And it's also like a special, some like treatment for yourself, giving you this opportunity and taking a break after all the work you had and all the stress you had. So that was like your decision moment.
Exactly. That's why I could have taken a nanny job or whatever, but I said it will be the same. I'll be this stressed like the same way. So I was just like, okay, maybe I want to be an au pair and have free time, go out with friends, have fun, enjoy without having to worry about, I have to work 12 hours a day.
So enjoy life. It was a little bit about you that you said, okay, I want to enjoy life also, and not only like, because you said from school on, and then during university you've been working and working and working,
coloring it up a little bit,
coloring up your life a little bit. So what do you love about your life at the moment?
I love it that, for example, it's since I've heard many experiences, I love that I'm with an understandable family. That's the first thing, because I think it's hard when you go to live with people that you don't know. And it's like, I like that we talk and we're flexible and we try to sort things out.
Yeah.
That's for me amazing. And then I also like the idea of meeting new people, taking risks. Because I think like going to the streets and talking to strangers sometimes is a bit dangerous in my country.
Yeah.
But then here it's like you can make friends by talking to strangers or sitting in a bar. And it's like I can go to a bar and sit by myself there and just not feel like other people are looking at me because I'm alone. Because some people just go for coffee and that's nice.
Like me.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're asking me, how did you get to know these people? It's like, well, actually, I just talked to strangers.
Exactly. And I was like, maybe I want to talk to strangers too.
Yeah.
And then like the other day, I was like, I want to walk because I have this much energy in me. And then it was 10 p.m. and I went walking and it was fine and it felt really nice. Or the other day I was in Palma and I came back really late and I was facing my fears. And I was like, do it with fear.
Yeah.
And I just came walking and it was a little bit dark and it was like, okay, I need to face this. It was hard.
So you like it also, like we asked now, what do you like about your life at the moment? What you love about it?
My freedom, basically.
Your freedom.
I think it's my freedom.
Your freedom.
Freedom from being so overwhelmed by work. Freedom for feeling safe by walking in the streets. Freedom, that's the word I would describe it with.
Right, nice. What would you recommend? Like the younger Vicky, so you're now like 20, like the younger Vicky, like 5 years ago, what do you recommend to her?
I would say, even though people should know their limits, you should set your limits. You should tell people what you want and what you don't want clearly, and speak up. Speak up. I would say to Vicky of 17, speak up, say it.
Speak up and say it. And what would you say to the Vicky, like always pushing to the limit and always working so hard?
Okay, I have to think about this because I've never thought about that Vicky because I'm the Vicky right now.
Okay, you can think about it. Maybe you can come up with it later. It's no problem.
Yeah, but like I'm sure that it will be something about not being that pushy because at the end things will work the way they're going to work. Like everything happens for a reason, and sometimes you put so much effort in something and it doesn't turn out well, and sometimes you don't do anything and then it comes up.
So you think you could have put in a little bit less effort in everything?
No, not less effort, but like stop being so hard on yourself.
Not being so hard to yourself.
Yeah, everything will come out great at the end.
Yeah, sounds good. So setting your limits and also not being so hard to yourself.
Yeah,
great. So
I love it that I got that. Like because I've thought about it, but I think I forgot for a little bit, and now in this talk I'm remembering it.
Yeah, you're remembering it. What you would recommend to yourself, to your younger Vicky. Great. So we are coming to the end of this, and about like what I would like to ask you as well, like you're like coloring up your life now. You're now here in Mallorca, being an au pair, giving yourself freedom as an au pair and enjoying your life at the moment, being a little bit a teenager. What would you recommend listeners, how they could color up their life? Do you have like 1, 2, or maybe even 3 tips?
The first tip, and I've said it in this talk a lot, is do it with fear.
Do it with fear.
Always do it with fear. And then it's like, listen to your guts. I think like there's always something that have always told you, like, do this. And then we don't listen to it just because we're distracted by something else. Maybe because if we give ourselves a little break, maybe 2 days, and we listen to that gut, maybe we will find some things. And then I think that those 2 are the ones that help me to color up my life.
Do it with fear and listen to your guts. So listen to your intuition.
Exactly.
Yeah. Great. So what I would ask you now, I have some sentences and you can just finish the sentence.
Okay. Oh, this is funny.
Exciting. Got a little bit prepared. So color up my life for me is
making decisions.
Nice. Excitement for me is
freedom.
Great. Joy for me is
people.
people. Great, great. And now, because coloring up your life does not necessarily need to be like changing a country. So maybe you could tell us about a moment, like a really like a normal moment, like a daily moment where you were like having the feeling, okay, this is like a really colorful moment of my life. Like maybe of the last week, for example, where you said, okay, this is a really colorful moment, like maybe a small moment, which you could share with us.
Oh yeah. The other day, I was swimming in the pool, and I was swimming for a very long time, like really, really hard. And then I sat down on the chair, and I was taking the sun, and I felt asleep there. And when I woke up, it felt like, Jesus, I'd never had time to relax this much without thinking about something. And then I think it was colorful.
Wow. So not thinking about anything. About what you were saying before, anxiety and overthinking, and at that moment.
I say the sentence, you put the right words.
You did. Yeah. That's okay. So you weren't overthinking, you were just enjoying the moment.
Literally, I stopped thinking for a moment, and sometimes that's hard when you have anxiety or depression. Like stop thinking, it's really hard. And in that moment, I think I stopped.
Wow.
And then it was like,
congratulations. Wow. So congratulations. So last question. Me in 5 years.
I think I wanna travel more.
Wow.
I wanna go to different countries,
explore the world,
learn a new language, because I wanna communicate with more cultures also. And well, this is pushy, but I want to have a master's degree.
You want to have a master's degree. Still perfectionistic, still having goals.
Yeah.
Great.
Well,
great.
Yeah, everything is a balance, right? So.
Great. Vicky, thank you so much for this interviewing. It was really inspiring and really interesting how you came from your life from San Juan to Santo Domingo and now here in Mallorca, and who knows where you will be in the future.
Yeah, I guess we will have part 2. Maybe a year or 2.
We will have part 2, and we will also have an au pair talk, how you experience your life as an au pair, and get a little bit into that. Yeah. Thank you so much. Is there anything left you want to say?
No, I just want to say thank you, because this last moment has been really nice for me. Like I cannot stop laughing, and my cheeks are hurting right now.
Yeah, you're laughing.
It's funny.
Why are you laughing so much?
Because I'm really happy and excited for doing this, and to talk and to say
about it.
Yeah,
and to say what's like putting the puzzle a little bit together. So also structuring your thoughts.
Yeah, I think like you can think about stuff, but when you say it to someone,
and
they are listening and they are like also trying to understand, it gets like easier and less heavy.
Yeah.
Emotionless get less
lighter.
Heavy. Lighter.
Oh, I am so happy that happened in this talk, and that you feel a little bit lighter and not a little bit more colorful even.
Yeah.
And you're laughing so much. I'm really happy. And
as always, but today it's like a lot.
Thank you so much. I hug you. And well, we see each other soon. We'll see each other every day.
Yeah. Maybe in an hour.
Thank you, Vicky.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
And here's some banana bread you even baked yourself.
Yeah. We always eat banana bread. You want to have half of it?
Yeah, we can share it.
Yeah. And we always trade food.
Yeah.
So great that you tuned in today. I am happy and curious to know your thoughts about this episode and would love to see your reaction and comment. Let's stay in touch and connect. You can follow me on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, and Instagram. I would love to hear from you, and for now, see you soon. Bye bye.